All right, I want to talk about a player who I definitely think we should be talking about as one of the best corners in the league right now. I made my top 10 cornerback rankings video, and he was on the list. Check out that video if you want to see exactly where he was. But he's been fantastic, and I wanted to make a video really highlighting what makes him such an effective player. So let's start off with this play first and foremost, because this is really where I think he thrives, is, sort of as this outside threat, or outside corner. I guess not really an outside threat, but as someone who takes away outside threats, I should phrase him as, because he's going to be a cover 3 zone that they're going to be in. It looks like it's going to be quarters coverage, but a safety is going to move in, so it's actually going to be cover 3. You have Brandon Ayuk running a deeper route on this play, so that's what Surtain is trying to cover. Right when this play begins, you're going to see that, so Ayuk's route going towards the outside. Pretty good stuff here from Ayuk. Maybe there would be a window to be thrown, for the ball to be thrown, although Surtain certainly not getting massively out of position as well. However, Brandon Ayuk is not just some average wide receiver. He's a little bit more clever than that. He's not just running towards the outside. He has another plan. He's going to actually cut back. This is a fake. He's going to run basically a curl route just with a little bit of an extra tail on the end is kind of the way that it ends up being. So this is a tough situation for Surtain, right? His hips are completely turned towards the bottom of the screen, and this could be a difficult thing for corner to, come back from. However, Surtain is in fact able to come back. He knocks that ball away, and it nearly was still almost caught and also almost intercepted in that weird way it bobbled up. But at the end of the day, it was deflected away, and it was deflected away because of Surtain's, really his footwork. I mean, that's what makes him special, is his footwork, is his ability to move. Part of me, I was kind of a little worried about him coming out of the draft, I remember, because he isn't the fastest. He's not, there's faster players out there, and we never got a definitive 40 time on him because there was no combine that year. But I think what he's shown is that it doesn't really matter because he's one of the rare corners who just doesn't get out of position. Basically, every corner gets out of position except for, a small handful of guys, and he is in that small handful, which is what has allowed him to be an incredible player. Like, this play is a great example. It's once again one-on-one against Brandon Ayuk, and once again, this is it's a one-on-one matchup, but this time what's interesting is he's at the line right here. There's not a big amount of space like there was last time. So, okay, if you're not the fastest of corners, could this potentially come back to hurt you? Well, right when this play begins, you see Ayuk's going to try for the inside leverage, and for the most part gets it, but you see Surtain just does not give up any separation. He hangs with him and even uses his hands to kind of disrupt Ayuk. But this route is not over. Ayuk's going to cut over the middle, and again, Ayuk, great at getting separation. That's what he does. But when Ayuk cuts, Surtain looked like he knew the route because he cut just as well as Ayuk did and was able to also make a play on the ball and knock it away. These kind of things are what makes Surtain so special, really is his footwork. And again, speed really only matters if you get yourself a little bit out of position, and he doesn't get himself out of position. So this is just kind of what makes him such a great player. And also, I should mention, I'm talking about him like he ran like a 4.8 or something. Like, he's still a relatively fast, very fast for a human. And it's not like he's like slow or anything. That just was one of the small critiques I had coming out of college. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about the rest of what he does well. You have stuff like this, which is, okay, listen, Brandon Ayuk, very good player, but he's not he's not one of the best receivers in football. He's a very good receiver. Davante Adams is one of the best receivers in football. So how does he defend against a guy like him? Well, Adams is going to get his catches, right? He's Davante Adams. But look at how hard Adams would have to work to get some catches here. Right when this play begins, you see Adams go for the outside leverage, and the biggest advantage is that Surtain doesn't have his, he's not looking towards the football right here. He can't play the ball. He has to play the receiver. His back is turned towards, the quarterback. Carr takes advantage of this, throws sort of a back shoulder, and Surtain still got his hand up and nearly knocked that ball away. Adams made a very tough play. He's Davante Adams. That's what he does. And it was a good throw from Carr on top of that. But the reality is, if you're forcing players to have to make those caliber of plays consistently, even guys like Davante Adams aren't going to be able to do it consistently. Like, let's take this one from the exact same game. It's, again, a one-on-one matchup against Davante Adams, and watch what happens. Right when this play begins, you see how there's some contact right at the line. But, okay, is there a small window to make this throw? Potentially. Carr's going to try it. But when he does, Surtain completely clogs it up and knocks that ball away. And the reality is, when these two guys go up against each other, there's going to be some wins and some losses from, both sides. But Surtain more than held his own. And to me, that is the marker of a great corner is, can you, against the elite guys, still justify leaving you on them one-on-one, right? You don't expect to win every single time, or even the majority of the time. But can you make it that, hey, we don't have to put a safety over that guy every single play, because you can at least hold your own and have this not be a disaster? And that's what you see someone like Surtain being able to do, which is why he is that true number one corner. There's also something like this where it's a bit of a prevent situation. This is, not a lot of time left in the half, but still, so you see Surtain giving a ton of space. You have Devontae Adams in the area. Watch how when this play begins, Adams trying to get as much yards as possible, is now going to cut back, see if he can get open. But again, this is just the ball skills of Surtain. Watch him run in, and he is going to be able to knock that ball away. Very good stuff from Surtain to be able to break it up. And these are just the kind of things that Surtain was doing consistently for Denver last year. So, while coverage can tend to be a little fluky year in and year out, this does not seem like a fluke to me at all. I'm pretty sure Surtain really is this good. And I think you can, I think this is just where he's going to be at. I think that you can definitely see him consistently put together these types of years, because at the end of the day, it's just so hard to beat him. It's just so hard to get separation. And, you can try to say, well, maybe you beat him with speed, but he's going to throw you off at the line, and then he's going to still be able to get at top speed quick enough and stay with you that you're not really going to get that much past him. And if you try to use your footwork to get him out of position, it's not going to work, because his footwork is better than your footwork. There's just very little ways to beat a guy like him, and because of that, it can make things so much more difficult on opposing offenses, which we saw last year how dominant that Broncos defense was, and he was absolutely a huge part of it. So yeah, I think they have a star in Patrick Surtain. At least that's the way it's shaping up, and that's the way that it looks like. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on Surtain and what he's been able to do 2 years now in the NFL. His first year was, good for a rookie. This year it was legitimately just great, in my opinion. What do you guys think of Surtain? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.